Welcome to Obsidian for tabletop RPGs. Let's learn how to use the tool. Alright, g'day guys and welcome back tonight to another Obsidian video. Tonight we're going to be having a look at Pathfinder 2nd Edition, specifically how to go about getting our adventures or modules or APs even into Obsidian.md so that we can use them and then obviously customize them to however we like. Obviously, for anyone who's familiar with Pathfinder, you would be aware that they give out all their rules for free. You can go to a host of different websites and get all that content, which means that we have community content for covering all the rules and the spells and the feats and all that sort of cool stuff that you use to play the game. But Paizo make their money on adventures, right? So you can't go to a website and download your adventure path for a Pathfinder 2 module, all right, from the community and then use that because that would be breaking the terms and conditions. Good news is though, there is a way. Alright, and that's what I love about Paizo. There seems to always be a way. The way they support their community with the content and the data is just next to none. If you're watching this and you're still playing 5th edition, go and have a look at this system. Their support is just fantastic. Alright, so what do we have in front of me here is actually Paizo's official website. Now, I will say this about Paizo. Alright, their website is horrendous. Alright, it was built back in the 1960s at some time, I reckon, but it functions. Alright, so we've got this here, we've got the website, it's got the abomination vaults, alright, for FoundryVTT, and I want to try tonight to get that into Obsidian.md, and I want to be able to do that nice and quickly. Now, we've got a price over here of $59.99, just a heads up that is the full price for this product. If you own the PDF, that price goes down. Alright, that's what I love about Paizo, and for anyone who doesn't understand that, with Paizo content, your PDF is your digital license to use that content. Alright, I own the PDF, so if we follow down here and we read in here, so it says if you already own the Adventure Vaults PDF, alright, you can follow this link and we can purchase it for just $21. Alright, $21 is not that much money when you consider what your personal time and effort might be to actually do data entry of something this size. So I've gone ahead and I've purchased this. I've paid my $21 and I now own the content. Now, there's going to be some bits that I can't show you here. Obviously, I've downloaded my content. It gives me an activation code. I've gone over to the Foundry website, logged in with my profile, and I've activated that code on my account. Which now allows me to download that content. And what we're going to do next is we're going to come over here to Foundry. Alright, we've opened this up and by default you'll start looking like this, and we're going to go ahead and get this configured. So what we do is obviously we've got a world here for Pathfinder 2nd Edition that we've created, but first we're going to come here to add-on modules. Alright, we're going to come into install modules, and if you just do a search for Paizo, it seems to bring up a list of everything, and you can see here I've got an owned copy of the Abomination Vaults now, so I can go ahead and install that. So we'll let that happen. Now this is a pretty big module, so it might take a couple of minutes. We can see it's already starting to download in the background here. While we're here though, we can just have a quick look and see some of the other things that might be available. Can we click on Paizo? No. Right, you can come in here and just obviously have a play and see what's actually there. This is a official premium content, I think is what they call it. Alright, so it's paid content, but the idea being is that you'll actually be able to go ahead, purchase these, download and put them straight into Foundry. And that's the trick, right? We're going to use that in order to get this content over to Obsidian.md. Just while it is still downloading, it's not the only method. Alright, there is a PDF module in here that's actually really handy. You can actually receive a PDF or a Paizo official PDF, and it can suck that in and then install it. Install the content from the PDF. Alright, so we'll make another video on that, but I think that'll be really cool as well. Alright, 73%, we're nearly there. We'll close this off and just get this ready. We'll come back to here, we'll make sure we've got the Pathfinder 2e game ready to go. We're at 86, nearly there. There it is, sorry, PDF to Foundry Importer. That's the one that can actually receive a PDF. It has to be an official PDF, but it can receive it and create the content. Alright, it's now installing. Just quickly going through that process down the bottom here. And now we're just about ready to go. Alright, install successful. Now we're going to come here to game worlds. Now if you don't have one of these, you'll obviously need to create a world, but I've got the Pathfinder 2e world already, so we're going to launch that world. Alright, I'm going to join that with my game room master. It's just my GM account. Because I play locally, I have both GM and player accounts. I do it all on the same machine. Alright, everything has just loaded. Now, I don't really use this vault, alright? This is here specifically so I can use it for data entry purposes. We're going to come up here to the top right to game settings. We're going to come down to manage modules. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to find, oh, the Abomination Vault is already installed. You might need to click that and click activate. Alright, from there we should be able to come in here, have a bit of a play. Here we go, we can see here is the module, here's the creatures, the hazards, the treasure. What else have we got? We've got journal options, got an adventure box. Alright, here we go. Here's the content that we're looking for, right? We want to be able to try and get this content into Obsidian.md. Alright, looks like it's all there. Quite nice, easy to use, fantastic. Alright, now I've got this already now inside of my vault. Alright, so what else do we need to do? Well, now we're going to come over here to Obsidian.md. We're going to come down here to settings, going to go to community plugins and browse, and we're going to type in Foundry. And here we have import FoundryVTT journal entries by filing. Alright, we're going to install this and enable it. Alright, we'll just have a look here in the options. Yes, we want to show the ribbon. We'll get out of there. Alright, that's added this little magnifying glass over here on the left hand side, so we can click that to open up this. And you'll see it says choose file, choose journal.db file to import. Now, the easiest way to find this is to go back to Foundry, click your settings, come down here to return to setup. That will take you back to the original screen. There might actually be a way to see it from inside that screen probably. But we will come down to configuration. And what we're looking for is here where it says user data path, we want that URL or that file path. Get that and go back to Obsidian, click choose file, copy that path into there and press enter. Alright, and from there what we're going to do is we're going to go into the data folder, we're going to go into systems, actually no, I think it might be worlds. I'm going into my world folder, so my world in Foundry is called Deadly Depth In, or DDI. So I'm going to go into my DDI folder. Oh, actually, sorry, no, that's not true. I'm going to go into my Pathfinder 2e folder. DDI is my 5th edition one. So we'll go into Pathfinder. We'll go into the data folder. And then in here we can find the journal.db. Alright, so it's in that data, world, your vault, or your world. And then in the data folder, and you're looking for journal.db. Alright, there we go. I am going to put this into the Foundry import folder. I'm going to create folder notes because I like to use those, and I'm going to click import. Now, this process can take a little bit of time. You can see up the top right here it says creating 31 folders complete. It's now transferring the images. It's going to now transfer the journal files over. And this process can take a couple of minutes, right? It might be a case of you need to go and grab a coffee. Don't know how big it is, maybe 3, 5, 6 minutes, who knows. If it gets too long, I will make it do that zippy thing where we just fast forward the video. Okay, so zoom, that is now finished. We can see import finished up here on the top right. That probably took 5 or 6 minutes. It wasn't too long, but you know, there was a fair bit of content to go through. So we'll just click now. We can see the Foundry import folder has been created here over on the left. Alright, so if we expand that out, let's go through and have a look, and you can see I've actually got another folder in here already, so I've been trying this process with some other adventures. But the Abomination Vaults is here. Alright, so we can come in and have a look. Looks like it's just created that parent folder. And here we go. We've got the abomination bolts. You can see that it's all in Markdown. Looks like there's been a bit of an issue there. We can see some of the linking is having a little bit of trouble. So just in here. And the reason why, alright, I can see what that is. So if we have a look here, so in Markdown, pipes are understood to be obviously part of the table. So the concern here is actually it's used pipes to rename things. But in this situation here, we need to escape the pipe in order for that to work. So I'll just go through and add this slash in front of it. And escaping the pipe basically just means that we don't want to use the pipe for what the tool thinks pipe should be used for. So in this case here, pipe has been used as a rename. We want to use it for the purposes of the rename, not for the purposes of actually being used as a table. So, alright, there's always going to be little things like that that you might need to come through and check. We can see here that there's a check here for a DC5 check. It's a flat check. Alright, so you can read them relatively well, but you might need to come through and do a little bit of cleanup. But let's have a look. We've got pictures, we've got some linking. That's all working. Alright, we've got the formatting. It looks quite nice here. This is the ITS theme using the Pathfinder theme or sub-theme. Alright, so look, the content's all here. You can see there's a few things that looks like it hasn't rendered yet. Alright, it might be a case of actually just needing to render that. So I'm going to open up the command prompt. And we're going to go reload app without saving. We'll just do that and just give it a chance to cache all that changes I had. See if there is something in there. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so it might be a case of just having to go through and check some of this, make sure you're not missing some stuff. Do a bit of cleanup, but ultimately what you've got here is a really useful set of content. I would personally now go through and I'd probably resize some of the pictures. Alright, I might make some of the pictures right pictures using the ITS theme again. This supports this. Probably want to resize that because that is huge. Alright, and then we can make it cleaner and easier and neater. You need to go through and obviously do your linking. For anything that you want to link outside of it. And then what I would personally do is I would go through each section, probably each chapter specifically. I might put them into a better folder structure maybe, just so it's more organized. And then probably what I would do is I'd go through and obviously I'd read the module as I prep through it. And I'd be adding my encounter blocks so that I can use the initiative tracker. I'd probably be adding a few situations of data view. I've got a data view query that I like to use that shows me all the monsters that are used inside of a chapter. I find that quite handy, so I'd probably add that. And just basic cleanup, right? That's all you really need to do. But as you can see, that process, while I've probably taken a bit longer to explain it so you guys get it, is really simple. Right, I purchased the content from Paizo. I obviously already owned Foundry. I imported the content into Foundry. Didn't do anything. That was it. I then went to Obsidian and I used the Foundry plugin, the import Foundry plugin by filing. All right, import FoundryVTT journal, and it sucked it straight from Foundry straight into Obsidian. Like, doesn't get any easier than that. So I want to say a huge shout out and thanks to Farling42. Like, Farling's been a member of our community for a long time now. If anyone's deserving of your coffees, guys, like this guy is a guy to support. He makes some fantastic little tools for us. But yeah, that's basically it, right? Boom, we've just got all that content. Now, as I said earlier in the video, there is another way you can do this, right? You can actually purchase your PDFs. And once you've got your PDFs, then you can obviously use a different Foundry plugin to import those PDFs into Foundry. And then from there, you can then do the same process and go straight into Obsidian.md. Alright, so super simple, super easy way to get your official adventures and modules in there. That's basically it. Alright guys, I'm going to leave you there. Short and simple. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense for you. Hopefully it opens your eyes into how you can use FoundryVTT as not just a VTT, but an actual data entry tool. Save you a chunk of time. If you are enjoying my content, please do like and subscribe. We have launched the new website now, so Obsidian TTRPGtutorials.com. That's my website. It's where I'm hosting all of my my tutorials and content to help you guys learn this program. I want to say a huge, massive shout out to all of my patrons. Had a pretty good influx of new guys since the website's been created, so welcome everyone. I hope you're enjoying the content. If you've got any questions, please do hit me up on the Discord. If you don't know what the Discord is, go to the website www.obsidian.ttrpgtutorials.com. Check the community and support link, and there's links to our Discords in there. Come and join the community, guys. It's getting bigger. We're making cool stuff. We are making cool stuff. It is fantastic. But yeah. All right, outside of that, have a great day. I will speak to you on the socials.